Well, hello. This is Michael. Where I'm located here in northern Wisconsin, also called the North Woods, it's finally getting sunny and mild outside. The temperatures here on May 18th, 2024. Here I have an old article that I wrote a long time ago when I was the co-sports editor in Portage at the daily newspaper there back in 1992. And of course, stuff has, changed a lot since those days, as you know. I certainly looked a lot younger back then. But one of the things you may have noticed here is that uh, in addition to that, I looked younger. I probably am a little better with writing work uh, at this point in time. So here is a fan letter that I got, and you'll notice at the end of the letter, the this man Gordon Bass, a resident of Portage, says, "Now I will have it framed." He's referring to a action baseball photo that I took for the a newspaper. Thank you again. It's a great shot. So sometimes people do write in with compliments, and here that mentions at the end of this article that every year is different. I would rewrite that now, and I would put that at the beginning of the article and change the word year to season to paraphrase, especially my own thinking. Every season is definitely different. So this was back in 1992, their summer high school baseball season, and the headline here on this story I wrote for the daily newspaper, "Loyal Portage Fan Enjoys Summer Ball." And back here in the background, I have an old Milwaukee Brewers game on here. I'm originally from Milwaukee, and they made the World Series once in 1982. So what is that now? 42 years ago. And back in those days, they did lose that one. The Braves, I believe, before the Brewers, before they moved to Atlanta, were in a couple of World Series, I believe, in Milwaukee in 1957 and another year. And I think the Braves with Hank Aaron and all those players, Lou Burdett, went 1-1 in the World Series. The Brewers, as an organization, as a team, are 0-1. So here's this article from way back in the day. And what does it say? It says Russ Joyce is one of Portage Baseball's biggest fans at age 71. Even people in their 70s, 80s, 90s are baseball fans. Joyce has been attending American Legion and high school baseball games, not to mention prep football games, for the past 15 years. Well, that was probably longer than that. Joyce usually brings his own lawn chair. That's a good idea because when I lived in Florida, I kept a lawn chair in my trunk of my car and watches from the third base side of Bidwell Field there in Portage, where the Portage dugout is located. The soft-spoken Joyce even travels to all the road games. Wow. I've made some road games this year also, earlier writing about high school basketball. This season, he has been paying particular attention to his grandson, Rusty O'Keefe. Well, that's who a lot of the fans are in high school and college. They're grandparents and parents, who starts at first base and bats third. This was back in the day. Now, this player graduated from Portage High School and blah, blah, blah. But this isn't the first time Joyce has followed one of his grandchildren. He also went to high school gridiron games involving another grandkid. I won't name him now because this is so long ago, who went to DeForest High School in Portage. Joyce typically attends the Portage Post number 47 Penda American Legion baseball games with his son-in-law and also other relatives. How does this season's Portage squad, which was 12-4 in Vacation League play? back in the day, back in 1992. This has been one of the best ones, commented Joyce, adding the Warriors are sound in all facets of the game. Well, that's certainly what all these teams are looking for. They're running good. That's the main thing. I imagine he means running on the base paths, but also on defense. Portage has one of the faster teams in the league this year and has relied on singles, walks, and base stealing. So it sounds like it was a hit and run club back there. For instance, the Warriors tallied 6 thefts in a game, 6 stolen bases against visiting Nakusa. And I mentioned the date Thursday night of a recent game. Well, the dimensions at Bidwell Field, the home high school field for Portage back in 1992, the alleys and down the foul lines are places where the hitters can still get some foul balls, but also some extra base hits. Home runs over the outfield fence are a rarity, though. So that sounds like the stadium was a little too big for the high school players back there. They could use another power hitter, Joyce said, adding that without the long ball, the Portage offense has been using a little of everything. Well, there's a good phrase for any sports article or sports thinking or sports coach, baseball, high school baseball. They try to stress the fundamentals all around play, not just any one thing, and blah, blah, blah. So they have a player here who had a lot of doubles that season. The Warriors have been, the Portage Warriors were in contention for second place in the Vacation Land League throughout the summer. And Joyce thinks that there were 2 other factors in the Warriors' winning record, pitching and defense. Then I go on to mention specific pitchers back there in high school, graduated a long time ago, and some more specific players. As a teenager, Joyce didn't play baseball, but he did participate in fast pitch softball. I started when I was about 16, Joyce said. Like the current Portage team, Joyce possessed good speed. He batted first, looking for singles and walks, and patrolled left field. Joyce had the opportunity to play with Doug Bogue in the late 1930s. Bogue organized the Portage Fast Pitch Softball Association in 1949. The annual Doug Bogue Fast Pitch Softball Tournament was named after Bogue. It's hard to remember that far back, Joyce joked. We never did good. I think that means they never played well or never finished with an outstanding record. It sounds like they had some winning records, as all baseball teams do. All these high school sports teams, they might go winless one season, and 2 or 3 seasons later, they might win the state championship. That can happen in high school sports. That kind of thing happens at the high school level a lot. They're not necessarily consistent. Joyce was also a halfback on the Portage High School football team. He was born in Briggsville and blah, blah, blah. He lived in Montana for a while, so it gives you a little background, a human interest story, something to talk about during baseball season. And, of course, libraries and newspaper morgues are, filled with that type of feature material.